You get threats for like what specifically do they get upset at? It's literally just saying don't spend your money.
It's everything. They don't like that I do roasts, consensual roasts. Like I call a fat bitch. But I had the conversation with her before, and if she didn't want me to, I wouldn't have done that. Because we have a no list where people get to say what they don't want us to talk about, and then I just won't talk about that. But
that's very nice of you.
It is very nice. But that's because we try to run, a moral, consensual show, all that good stuff. But I love to roast people and just call out their features and just dumb shit like that. So people get offended by that, offended on behalf of someone who's not offended in the first place. And then they get very angry. I got a death threat on Twitter yesterday for saying Americans spend too much money on cars. Wow. He said I should, that it's crazy that Caleb Hammer is still breathing air and that he should come up from San Antonio and kill me or something. I don't remember. It was something like that. It's kind of crazy because Americans spend too much money on cars.
Maybe he sells cars.
Maybe, but objectively we do.
Did you check his profile? Is it a real person?
It said San Antonio. That's all I know. That's all I know. I'm sure it was like
could be a bot.
Second profile. He was responding to it. He was excited. He got his attention.
Could be a crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get emails all the time. No, people think I'm evil because they say I don't talk about the issues that led us here in the first place. But it's a personal responsibility show because more people have agency than they're willing to acknowledge.
Right.
Like we're in the highest disposable income society in the history of human existence. Not everything's perfect. Cost of housing's gone up. Cost of school's gone up. Cost of healthcare's gone up. We can acknowledge those realities. But people have agency. People have agency. The amount of going out to eat among the Generation Z is insane compared to any other generation. And not only that, but now for 25% of their going out to eat multiple times a week is getting food delivered. And that has a 90% markup. 90%. And then they're complaining that they can't afford to pretty much do anything, get a nice apartment or whatnot. But if we're spending like $1,000 a month, which is very normal for a person on my show, going out to eat, you're right. You can't get a apartment of your dreams when $1,000 a month is going to McDonald's and other places. Cooking at home's become like a burden, become a victim complex now. Well, actually, that was another thing that triggered the internet. I kind of agreed with Kevin O'Leary when it said, oh, young people are broke because they spend $28 going out to eat. Well, it's not that specifically only, but it's the death of of 1,000 cuts. And yes, just $28 3 times a week becomes an actual halfway decent retirement fund if you put it in the S&P 500 for a few times a week. That does put off future goals that you have. And the internet went crazy against me. They hated me for suggesting that they shouldn't be able to get. They're like, well, how do we eat? Well, groceries, meal prep, meal plan. This is what everyone's done since forever. We live in the best period ever for humans. Best period ever. Our jobs are better. Everything's better. Even when you think of like buying the starter home in the 50s and whatever, they were like the size of this room that we're in right now, mass produced. Okay, that's still a home that's great you could buy, but you were going to a job that you hated, that you were sweating, that had no AC, where you're working with your hands all day, and it was miserable. They didn't like the jobs. They liked that they had a good paying job. But now people go to the office and they think they're a victim for not being able to meal prep before going to the office, the AC'd office. Like, it's hard for me to sympathize with that, especially when I film 3 of them a week. All 100% real people, mostly Gen Z and millennials, who are absolute victims in everything. They are victims in everything. They think if they don't get a 2027 brand new car instead of a 2025 car, that they're going to die. That all of a sudden cars 2 years ago were the most dangerous things. They have to get a $60,000 to $70,000 car loan at a 20% interest rate, or else their kids will die.
You've actually had that conversation?
Every
where they think
time.
that they're going to die?
No, because the excuses they use is that I wanted a safe car for my kids. That's fine. But is the insinuation that 2024, 2023, 2022 cars would literally go on the highway and blow up? Like, I don't understand. They insist if they don't get a brand new car, that it is not a safe car. And that is an argument every time with Americans. The $1.6 trillion or $1.5 trillion in car loan debt.
So do you think that's just a lack of education? because like a car from 2020 is just as safe as a car from 2026. There's no difference.
Absolutely.
There's no difference in airbags, no difference in anti-lock brakes. There's very few differences in any of the technology involved. In fact, I tell people, especially people that want a nice car, one of the best investments you can get is get an electric car that's about 2 years old. Electric Porsches and electric Audis in particular, fucking nobody wants them, man. Nobody wants the used ones. And they're still great.
Oh, yeah.
And okay, let's look up an Audi e-tron. Look up a 2023 Audi e-tron. How much does it cost now to buy, and what was it new? I think it's like less than 50%.
Yeah.
So there's certain cars where you buy them and they're worth as much a couple years later, like a nice BMW or a Porsche. Like you could get an M5, a BMW M5, and then sell it a year or two later and lose very little money, if any. You get a fucking electric car and you try to sell that bitch in a couple of years, like an electric Porsche. Okay, look at this. 2022 Audi e-tron, $25,000. 2023 Audi e-tron, $27,000. Do you know how fucking crazy that is? That is a 2023 amazing car. Those cars are fucking incredible. It's a technological tour de force. They're fast as shit. It's all-wheel drive. It's an SUV, a premium plus quattro, $27,000. It only has 37,000 miles on it. Those things don't have engines, like a combustion engine.
Yeah.
They don't have nearly the kind of maintenance that a regular car does. You don't have to change the oil. You just plug that bitch in. You have a fucking amazing car. Yeah, the battery range is not the longest.
That's the excuse they use.
226 miles is plenty for you to get to work and get home.
Thank you.
And go out to dinner. And you can plug that bitch in. I have a Tesla, and it has like... It's a Model S. What does the Model S have? 340?
I can understand this argument that this person might not have anywhere then to charge it unless
That's
it's
an issue.
at their
That's
work.
so easy to get in your house now.
Yeah,
But if you live in an
if you're
apartment, that's totally
it's
fair.
not easy at all.
Yeah, and if you go to one of those charging stations, you're very vulnerable. If I was a chick, I'd never get an electric
You
car
have to do that
if
every
I didn't have a
single day.
house.
You have to do it every single day.
Every day.
Versus
Fair enough.
like gas
Every day.
station once
That's
every
true.
10 days or something.
And like, how long does it take
I
to
don't know.
charge up
Yeah.
one of those bitches?
30 to 45 minutes.
So you'd have to 30, 40 minutes every day. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
That's fair.
For the
but you're
apartment
getting
livers.
a fucking bitchin' car for $27,000.
And more apartment complexes are installing those
Yeah.
charging stations anyway, that you can just leave your car in overnight.
I live in one and you can never actually get to the thing.
Oh.
Why is it? 'Cause
People
someone's
fucking
always in
get
there?
to it and they never move their fucking car.
Oh, they
fair.
keep it plugged
And
in.
I don't know
these
whose it is. You can go
cunts.
call them and yeah.
Flatten their tires.
Jeez.
Don't do that. I'm just kidding.
But I try to think of
And
options,
they're
right?
broken too.
Because there's even the options of the place you work might have one. Right outside my building, there's where we film is multiple car charging places. Park in, you go to work. So I'm not saying everyone can do it, but
if you can
There's
do
options.
it, it's a great option.
even
And-
so, you can get used gas cars for relatively similar.
Right.
But they will defend to the death on my show having to get a $60,000 large SUV at an insane interest rate for an 8-year loan, 8-year term. Crazy. But no, you asked me why are they doing it? It's American, baby. That's American. That's freedom. You need a car to get to your job, and you need a job to get to your car. And our culture is built around the house and car. You're a failure if you don't get a house. You're a failure if you don't get a car.
Yeah.
It is American as it